Well, good morning. How are you doing, people? This is 2026. I was hoping not to mess it up because it always takes time for me to set my brain to the new year, and I keep saying the previous year number, but I did not mess it up. So, yep. Good morning. How are you doing? Hope you had a wonderful New Year festive time, and we are back, and I've got David here with me. Hi, David. How are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. Hello and happy new year to all. Yeah, we are back and first time in 2026. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good to be here as always, but it's
Indeed.
it's a bit special because that's our first time this year.
Yep. As the regulars who come and watch this program and maybe rewatch this program on What About It Plus, you know that we are the Space Junkies. We are a Hungarian team, a group of two, and we have a kind of an agreement with What About It, and we are happy to come over here and talk about Starship. We're practicing a little bit of English, so as you might assume very well, this is not our native tongue, but hopefully you will understand what we are trying to tell you in the next roughly 1 hour. Um, there isn't much happening at Starbase, but it's a new year and we have wow, huge expectations towards this year. So in the first part of the show, we're gonna talk about what happened since we were live, and then roughly on the second part of the show, we're gonna talk about what we are expecting from Starship to do this year from SpaceX, and what do we think will happen, and hopefully, just feel free to join us in the chat in the comment section in the chat and just tell us exactly what you think about what we think and what how you judge the upcoming year. What are your expectations? And of course, if you have any question, we try to answer them as well. Okay, let's start. Let's start with the messy side because yeah, we had some flyover. We had a flyover and we got some photos from the Messies. There is some Ken crushing going on, right?
Yeah, or everything seems or everything shows that direction that a can crashing will happen quite soon
Mm-hmm.
because because there is a new article or a new better to say it's a new structure which is on an already known test article. So in the cage we can see still the B18.1 test article, but maybe it has finished its job or its tests. And which is more important and maybe more exciting thing, it's next to it. That's the B18.3, which got a new cup or a new hat, or how to, I don't know how to call it. So
A new
a new
top.
structure, a new top. Yeah, that's actually a ship bottom or aft section, which is supposed to test actually the hot staging interstage part of of the whole structure.
So help us to understand. So if you come from the bottom, is this a complete top of the methane tank, or that's a Frankenstein style piece as well, just below the grids, below the empty area, the Soyuz
As
like.
as far as I know, the lower section is supposed to be like the same as on the original booster. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the forward section of a booster. So it has to withstand different structural tests and loading tests, uh, which are so the SpaceX guys testing the loads during ascent phase.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everyone assuming that this will be placed into this cage with, and this new structure will get the can crusher or this blue thing. If you go back one picture, Sabi, then I can show what I'm saying.
Uh, this one you mean?
Yeah, so you can
Mm-hmm.
see this blue
Cap.
hat cap, or yeah, and it actually pulls down or down direction, and it will be replaced with booster 18.3.
Hmm.
And yeah, they will test, or they will simulate the loads of the ascent phase on this new structure, which was placed, I guess, between Christmas and New Year's Eve on booster or B18.3.
Hmm.
So that's the recent happening on Messi's. And yeah, everyone is looking forward what will be the outcome, because that will be a big test, and actually a quite important test,
Hmm.
because otherwise, if it fails, then it will be a big trouble, or big problem for the SpaceX, because that means that the aft section of the space of the ship, so the second stage, can't withstand enough, or it's not robust enough to withstand the forces or the loads uh, which will be experienced during the flights.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why it's quite important test article. To be frank,
Let's
just
let's
one
highlight.
sentence.
Hmm. Okay, go for it.
So it's from my point of view, it's quite interesting or quite surprising that so far in the development phase, it was placed on B18.3. So I expected it just quite before, I don't know, quite month before January, but they decided to do this. And whilst the S39 is already almost finished entirely, so that's why it's quite strange that they want to test the loads now, this phase of the testing.
I don't think, Dave, that this is the first time we see something strange from SpaceX, or something that
Yeah,
we don't
that's
really
right.
grasp. So there's nothing new under the sun, as English goes. Let's just highlight something important here. Um, Validation and testing hardwares are key part of the Starship program, and it's been with us, I think, from the beginning of the program, and they always sort of reinsuring themselves with these tests that
Hmm.
that the hardware is capable of exactly those physics that they are intend to put on there. So I don't necessarily see that it's not a problem, but it's weird, because SpaceX has been doing this kind of approach, well, forever. So I yeah, it's better to test it than not. I think
Hmm.
that's the basic or
Yeah,
fundamental
actually.
approach. All right, there is another interesting structure here, and I think I copied something just to start with, but it seems like I didn't. There, I did. There we go. So Chrome Kiwi drew this. So this was for the ship test stand. There was a weird structure that a lot of people were envisioning to hear to Messi's, and now well, it's kind of taking shape. So here we are.
Yeah, what we know, that we still don't know anything about it. Just we can assume that is it is supposed, or is it it's in connection with the new docking system, or the orbital refueling test, because this height of this structure is almost the same where the second adapter will be placed on the ship, or the docking mechanisms will be installed on the whole of the ship. So that's why most of the people think that it's somehow yeah, again, in connection between in connection with these tests. But until it's whether it's not confirmed officially, or the first test is conducted, nobody will know for sure. So
Hmm.
yeah, we can have some ideas, but yeah, the first test will be the game changer, of course.
Sure. Okay. I think roughly this is it related to Messi's, and we're gonna turn our attention to.
Maybe just
Uh,
one more thing, that I guess they are finishing at finally the reconstruction of the area after the ship 36 blow up. in back in June 2025. So it took more than half a year to rebuild everything.
So let's
So
hope that the COPVs are up for the job from now on, and no more hiccup.
yeah,
It it
but and yeah,
it
thanks
finished
thanks for
two
reminding.
articles
Thanks for reminding. So once we are
unintentionally.
once we are at COPVs, they have built some, especially a different or a separated area for just for the testing of the COPVs. Maybe we can't see from any of these photos.
Not on this
It's on
one.
the very top of the area, almost at the bank of the river.
Very top
So
of the area. Not here.
no, towards the river, so the Rio Grande.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I'm saying
Anyway.
it's not visible in on this photo. Never
Sure.
mind. So yeah, they have
Hold on. I've got some more photos. Not on these. Is
nope.
this one? Nope.
Go to the right, please. But I guess
To
it's
the
still
right.
not.
Those are the toilets.
No, these are the toilets. Okay, never mind. I haven't.
Okay.
I won't find it now.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
again, yeah, they want to make sure that this time the COPVs will be functioning as they supposed to function, and they won't blow up
Mm-hmm.
anymore, because it would just be a catastrophic failure for SpaceX and the whole Starship program.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
I'm just double checking before we move on. So yeah, Gigabay. Obviously that's growing like a mushroom. It's incredible how I think from now on it's always weird. Every time when they are doing some groundworks, you can see on our live camera, or you saw it for a second. It's amazing how when they are laying down foundations, it seems like there's no work has been done. It takes forever, but once they finish with the pouring the concrete, then all of a sudden it just starts growing. And if you miss it for a couple of weeks, you just go back to the same area and you just go, what what did they just build here? Because they just doing it so fast. It's yeah, it's unreal. So this is
Yeah.
now the third level, right? Maybe from the live camera we can see it better. I don't know if Jonathan, you can zoom in a bit more. I know it's at a distance, but this is our live cam. By the way, you can watch it live on What About It 24/7 anytime. But probably on a ground shot, it's more visible how it's yeah I know. So it's zooming in. Thank you. So yeah, we can see that it's still not as tall as the mega base, but we've got some nice visualization for you. This is from Starbase Tracker, and I guess they are kind of halfway ish, maybe.
um, we can say that, but it will have 5 levels in total, so they are at the
Mm-hmm.
second level, so almost at the half height.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine how tall it will be at the final stage.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be huge, as we
Mm-hmm.
always say. So
Mm-hmm.
it will be even
Healy's
taller.
Healy's asking, is it the Gigabay? Yes, it is the
Yep,
Gigabay. Yes, indeed.
it is that. So
Mm-hmm.
it will be taller than the Mega Bay 1 and the Mega Bay 2, of course, because it has to be taller. Otherwise, the booster, fourth generations of the boosters won't have enough place,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah. So, and even the third generation boosters will be a bit higher compared to first and second generation, because of the integrated hot staging um,
Mm-hmm.
ring. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind
Mm-hmm.
of. Yeah, kind of ring. So that's why they need more
Hot
room and
stage.
more place. Yeah, hot stage area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hot
yeah,
stage
integrated
section.
hot staging
Integrated hot stage.
structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And
Chat,
yeah, actually
tell us a
they
good name for that.
they started they started already the level 3. I have seen now on the live
Mm-hmm.
cam.
Mm-hmm.
So because the cranes have been raised again for the sufficient height for the level 3 building. So yeah, they build it in a pace. It's it's almost impossible, but they doing all the time because we can just see all the time on the live cams. So it's unbelievable, but maybe there is no impossible for SpaceX.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I've got some good photos. You can watch it on a live camera. I love these cranes as they just self building themselves, and they just growing by adding a section to each
Yeah.
to itself. And actually, it's fun to watch, even if you don't, if you're not into cranes. It's still very cool because they just grow from out of nothing, and they just keep on getting taller and taller, uh, instead of what we've seen before with the LR 1100, I think, and the others, as they need to lay
Mhm.
it down and add some section. And anyway, we are not crane experts, but it's still fascinating. So I
Yeah.
show you some closer photos. You can see that the sidewall is being built now in the middle. I think they are adding some more to it. So yeah, it's coming together. If you're not familiar with the structure, so you can see that there gonna be one. No, this is not the right color. Sorry. So there will be one big door. Sorry, it's not changing. So this is one big door in here, and there will be one big door in here, and this is highway 4. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be connected to the Star Factory as well one day.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So here they have some connection. So yeah, this is huge. This is gonna be such important. Is gonna play such important role in terms of being more stuff in here. I think these are the workstations here, right?
Yeah, so in total there is 24 workstations, sorry, and everything will have a different task. So there will be, of course, nobody knows the
Oh, this is beautiful. Sorry.
plans, but there will be only storage areas. There will be a maintenance area. There will be, of course, any stacking areas. So yeah, there will be different workstations for different purposes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very important information that this is going to be a production site. Oh, this is a very nice angle. I love it. So this is going to be mainly a production site. So on the right, you can see the Star Factory, maybe from a further. Yeah, so this is below here. This big lower structure is the Star Factory. So this is where the construction itself taking place. In an earlier What About It episode, which we urge you to watch, not just always the newest, but the previous episodes as well, because there are some very cool photos in there. This is from one of the Starship launch events. So in here, the real production of a Starship. This is the birthplace of Starships. And this is where they are producing all these barrel sections, all the parts basically for the Starship. And once they've done that, they're gonna keep on adding. Are they assembling here any rings, or they're just doing these 3 or 4 sections, right?
There are two, three, and four section
So they assemble
linked.
here, and then
Yeah.
they move it to the hangars, to the
Yeah,
base.
except the nose cone and the payload bay section because they are welding it together still in in the Star Factory,
Hmm.
and once they are welded together, they roll it out to the Mega Bay too.
Hmm.
But the other
Hmm.
sections are separately rolled out from the Star Factory to the base,
Hmm.
either Mega Bay 1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah. So it's playing such a huge role, and the whole plan here is to create a factory that can mass produce rockets. And I think this is gonna be the first time in the rocket history that there are such places exist. So don't get me wrong, this is not the first rocket factory, but this is the first rocket factory that can mass produce rockets in almost no time. So hundreds and hundreds of ships gonna born here.
Yeah, even yesterday had Elon a quite interesting answer on X that he mentioned that maybe there will be 10,000 ships to be built. Again, 10,000s.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's not necessary, but again, it's a different dimension when Elon is talking about something. So yeah,
Sometimes you need to divide it with a bit, but
with
definitely
yeah,
ambitious.
even
Definitely ambitious.
if they will build 1,000 ship, then
Yeah.
it's much more than compared to anything everybody or anybody else around the world. So
Even 100, even 100, and
yeah,
let's not forget that they are intended to be reusable. So this is not like Falcon 9 second stage production. So they launched last year almost 170 Falcon 9s, and it means that SpaceX produced last year almost 100, and did I say 170 or just 70? Maybe I just said 70. Anyway, 100
170
and
almost,
yeah, 100
165
and
in total.
yeah, yeah. So they produced 165 second stages for Falcon 9s. Here they are going to produce hundreds of ships which are meant to be reusable. They can use it as an expendable rocket as well, but the whole point of a Starship is to be reusable. So that's a huge difference compared to any other company so far.
Yeah, and there's Haley Yuna, sorry to
Anjua.
butcher your name, but as he or she mentions, this will drop the launch cost by so much. That's totally true.
Yeah.
We
So per
couldn't agree more.
kilogram, yeah, I think as usually said by Elon Musk, it's an order of magnitude drop.
Yeah.
So from the thousands, this is going to come down to the hundreds of dollars per kilogram. So that's that's what is a revolution if not this? So yeah, it's just crazy. So
Just please
yeah,
work finally. Starship, please work.
Yeah, yes, yes, exactly. Okay, before we move on to that topic, let's see what's going on in the base. So let's start with the first stage, although there's not much to add to it. So let's just summarize it real quick.
Uh, Comparing with the previous diagram, there is nothing visible change. So the
Mm-hmm.
booster 19 is ready. It's still under preparation for the first cryo tests. Hopefully, it can be rolled out in any days. So yeah, we are waiting for the rollout. But in terms of the structure, it's finished. So maybe there are only the last couple of touches on it, and it will be entirely ready.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And if we go to the ships, it again, it's still not too much change to see. So the ship 39 is again in terms of structure almost ready. So only the after flaps are missing,
Mm-hmm.
but they are there, but they are not attached yet. So yeah, it's quite interesting because around Christmas and yeah, rather after Christmas, there was a quite big scaffolding built up around the hall, and to be frank, nobody knows again why they have done it because the heat shield seems to be ready. So otherwise, maybe they want to or they have to change a quite uh, big big so they have to do quite big changes on either on the outside of the ship or inside of the ship. So maybe that means that this ship will be rolled out quite in, so not in the very near future, but until the message is not finished or wasn't finished, it
They
we
couldn't
couldn't,
test it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they couldn't test it. But once the message is ready, I mean the different subsystems are ready to be tested, then maybe the ship will be ready quite soon.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we have to wait, we have to be patient, but hopefully in 1 or 2 weeks the ship can be rolled out as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what waiting is what we are keep on doing lately, and
Yeah,
hoping.
these last couple of weeks weren't the most exciting ones, but
I mean, it's the end of the year. Usually it's not, but hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Calm before the storm, as they say.
Yeah,
So
silence before the storm. Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Okay, let's see the launch site. What's going on in there? So first of all, let's see. Let's start with the old, with the obsolete. So
the
here you
late
can.
pad one.
Right. Okay. So now these what is it called? These bars. These
Sheet piles.
are they those walls?
Yeah, but these
Yeah.
are the previous ones, I guess. So they are the remainings of the first pad, I think, because they are still in the
Of course
digging
it is.
phase.
Of course, this is what I was saying, that they are emerging from the ground
Yeah,
now. Hmm.
but they are almost ready, or they have almost finished with the demolition of the late pad pad one,
Hmm.
and as you can see, everything is digged up.
Dug up. Hmm.
So, but you can see almost the outline of the new flame trench already. So you can imagine where will be the new pad, or sorry, the new flame trench.
But do you think that they gonna that well actually they have to excavate all those material in
Sure.
there, and they have loads of concrete laid down here with
Yeah, that's
rebars.
why they had to everything remove first. So
Mhm.
it was a quite a job, or quite a big task, but
But
they have finished it.
are they
Yeah, or yeah, almost. They are at a very last phase on it. You
really?
can see
No, but
why.
okay, if I remember maybe incorrectly, but in my imagination, I remember that it's like I don't know how many levels deep they dug it up, and then they poured so much concrete. Probably I am remembering wrong, but I think it was really really deep. So not just on the surface. If you remember, they need to solidify the whole ground underneath the OLM. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they
Yeah, so
still need to
from
dig
this
out.
angle, yeah,
Hmm.
from this angle, maybe it's not so visible, but it has a
Hmm.
quite big depth already. So
Hmm. 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 Okay.
that's why I assume they are almost finishing with the digging, or breaking up the previous concrete layers,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
they can start pretty soon the excavation of the new flame trench.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Because they are intending to build an identical launch. Actually, hold on. I have another photo. There we go. Uh huh. Yeah, I don't know. I probably you're right. Probably I'm just thinking that it was much deeper. But anyway, they are definitely intending to build something like this, which is an
Yeah.
engineering marvel. To be honest, it's so nice to look at it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a proper and, let's say, an original launch
Hmm.
pad, as it has to be.
Hmm.
So, however, it wasn't tested yet. Um, so, SpaceX has the confidence that it should work as a new launch pad, and then as a correct launch pad, because they are building almost the same, or I guess maybe the 100% same
Hmm.
at the Cape,
Florida.
so
Hmm.
in Florida at the 39A complex, and they will start soon the third pad, which will look like almost the same like this one,
Hmm.
without any test data. So,
I'm
but
sure
yeah,
they
it
are confident. To be honest, the rocket science and sorry, the rocket industry has so much ex- experience with proper classic flame trenches like this. I
yeah,
think you can't really go wrong unless they made some fundamental mistake with the construction.
maybe not the flame trench would is the one which will get some headache for the engineers. Maybe the um, new pad, exactly. So with the subsystems, because they are quite new.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
You
there
mean
is a
the
big
ground
question.
the ground systems?
Yeah, so there is a
Mhm.
big question mark about the new double quick disconnect arms, how they will function. So they will separate tank or they feel the methane and the oxygen. So how
But
will
that
it
should
work?
simplify things. As far as I'm aware of it, this is the Falcon 9 style, um,
Yeah, but it will be a big
right?
higher volume. So
Yeah, of course, of course, everything is bigger and larger and
yeah.
yeah, bigger scale when it comes to Starship. But I mean, they've already done it with the complex QD. Um,
Mm. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Hopefully in the near future.
Of course, I mean that's why we are eagerly waiting for Booster 18 because once
19.
they finish with the booster, or at least once they can start doing the fit checks, finally, so they will bring it here and they will put it on this stand, and for the first time they're gonna start connecting the systems and flowing the oxygen and methane and testing exactly how it works and find out the issues and correct them. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully, I wouldn't say in January, but hopefully in February they can start the first fit checks and the first loading tests, maybe. But we can be sure that there will be more
Hmm.
because in case of the latest flights, especially before flight 10 and 11, they just missed the weather's rehearsal, for example, and they had only the static fires
Hmm.
with the different prototypes. But this time, because everything will be brand new, they will test it more time.
Hmm.
So
So did they do any tests, with those red bags with the chopsticks? Did they do the
yeah, they have done it.
So they have done it already.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? How far are they from finish? Because it looks like both of these cover
Hmm.
for the quick disconnect is on. Scaffolding is gone, and seemingly it kind of looks ready. I'm sure there are some small works still ongoing, but when you look at it, it kind of looks ready.
Yeah. So especially if we have a different angle from the other side, we
Hmm.
can see less and less scaffolding, which means
I
they are
don't
getting almost there.
I
So
don't think I have. Let me just see if I have another photo, but I don't
never mind. I'm
think.
just
Uh huh.
mentioning
Uh
if we
huh.
have
Uh huh. Uh huh.
eventually. But yeah, there are less and less scaffolding around the structure. That means pretty good. Yeah, so it's almost gone. I mean, the scaffolding is almost gone entirely.
But this is not the
So
latest. This is
yes,
like
yeah, yeah,
a
you're
month
right.
ago. Yeah.
But for example, the QD arms are ready because they have finally attached it on the with the hoods as well,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, the venting areas are finished. You can see these white outcomes from the concrete bunker.
Oh yeah. These ones.
So yeah,
Uh huh.
that's these are there. So
Uh huh.
there will be different venting areas, and actually they have done pretty much tests already. So especially with the water deluge systems, because in this pad or in this case there will be a top, so there will be a water deluge system, especially saving the top of the pad, and there will be of course a different or a separated system for the flame trench itself.
This is going to look so cool. Uh, I was preparing. So this is something from the future. Hopefully, this is what it's going to look like with probably more flame. Um, so I was doing a summary of last year from all the Starship flights. So there were 5 flights, and every time when there was a launch, there's a drone up in the air and sort of taking a shot as all the 33 Raptor engines are ignited on the booster and it starts ascending. So that signature look of the flames going all 360 degrees, so like in to all direction, is gone, is no more.
I will miss it, to be honest.
I'm not, and I tell you why. Is because there are no good camera angles to actually see. the the rocket itself. This
Mhm.
way is only gonna go two ways, two different ways, two opposite ways. So there will be camera angles where you can see the whole starship exactly when it's rising. But right now, because it's going to all direction, the flame,
Mhm.
there is a point when you can't see much unless it rises above the flame. So I won't miss it for 1 single second.
Okay.
It looks cool, and that's like, yeah, that's what we used to, but this is going to look like so much better.
That's why SpaceX used drones during the launches, and
True.
I guess they will use it still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have?
What else? Well, maybe just a sentence. Badass. Booster 13. Sorry, booster 18. 18? 18.
19.
19. Sorry.
18
Uh,
is gone.
18 is gone. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So the V3
Too
is
fast.
gonna
Yeah.
look so badass. I mean, so like it's gonna look like it's unfinished. but this
Yeah.
is but this is
Naked.
it's full of new approaches, new designs. It's simplified. It's yeah, I can't wait it to see for the first time taking off. Yeah. Tell us,
Yeah,
Chet,
and
what you think about how the first launch is going to go.
so everything is because of the not missing, but the removing of the heat shield of the Raptor
Mm-hmm.
engines themselves. So that's why it looks naked. But of course, it's not
Yes.
naked. Everything is integrated inside the engines, and that's why it doesn't it don't they don't require any heat shield.
Yeah.
But of course, there are some structural enforcements of the booster off section because there will be some heat tiles installed to save the booster hole itself. Otherwise, the Raptors will do the trick. So
Mm-hmm.
they can just withstand almost everything because of the structural
Mm-hmm.
design.
Indeed. Okay. We have. I think we are reached that point of the of today's show. That let's talk about the near future. Let's talk about. Oh, I found a good. Ah, this is a good angle. Sorry, I missed that
Mhm.
photo. So let's talk about because everybody's keep on waiting. Probably, if you saw Narcos, you know exactly what this photo is about. But it's Tesla robot, so it's it was time to shoot it to you or towards you. So, what you guys expecting from 2026? Because there are a whole bunch of targets, I think, or goals that SpaceX want to score this year. So, first of all, finally, let's go to orbit. I think it will be time, but when can they go to orbit? Let's just think out loud a bit. So let's see. We've got the first launch. This is going to be flight 12.
Yeah.
So let's hope, fingers crossed, V3 it takes the obstacle without a glitch. Everything gonna go smooth. Best case scenario. Okay, so most likely they need another launch because they just need to validate it. So if they can relight the engine and then hopefully they can demonstrate it can land, then best case scenario flight 13 might go to orbit. But that's not what we think, do we?
Yeah, I would say that they will have two suborbital flights with the new
Yeah,
generation,
yeah,
just as you mentioned, to validate everything and to show that it wasn't a one-time luck.
yep.
For example, if the flight 12 will be entirely successful. So yeah, that's why I assume that, or I predict that the first orbital test can be the flight 14 if everything goes well.
So 12 suborbital, 13 probably most likely suborbital, but a possibility of them risking to go on orbit. I guess FAA might have a word with that to that, but 14 if everything goes well, let's hope that 14 flight 14 might take Starship to orbit for the first time.
And I think because of one more reason, that maybe FAA will do the paperwork not fast enough to get on orbit, or issue the new launch license for flight 13 already for an orbital flight, because I guess SpaceX want to conduct the flights as soon as possible. I mean, the flight 13, if flight 12 will be entirely successful, to just to collect as much data as possible. And maybe they don't want to wait until the FAA will issue the new launch license, and that's why also I think that maybe the first orbital flight can be the flight 14. Again, everything has to be pretty smooth during the flight 12 and 13 as well.
Mhm. I think in the Trump era now that they are trying to get rid of all the obstructions for growth and not just growth, but to achieve the the things that America wants to achieve in terms of going to, I don't know, to the moon. I don't think that FAA will obstruct too much from now on unless they have a very good reason to.
Yeah.
That's my sort of idea of that, because they need to develop this thing as fast as possible. But this is assuming everything goes smooth and perfect. But seeing V1 and V2, so first and second generation, well, there is a big chance that things are not really going to go as planned. So we will see. We will see. Fingers crossed. But they have a chance that things gonna go well. And if things gonna go well, then first time you're gonna see Starship on orbit. Let's just one more thought. If they
Okay.
mess it up on orbit, then they are in a big trouble. So if they lose control on a 52 meter stainless steel Starship on low Earth orbits, then they are in a big trouble. Then the program gonna stop for a while. I am pretty sure about that, because that will re-enter con- totally uncontrolled anywhere on Earth. So I think they need to get it right. That's a very important thing to highlight.
Yeah, so it's not only a capsule like a dragon,
No,
as you mentioned, it's much bigger. So it
yeah.
means much bigger problems if there will be a loss of control.
Hmm.
But hopefully it won't happen anytime.
Yeah, I mean it has an FTS, a flight termination system, but it's still this is not going to burn up
We
on
have
the
seen
reentry.
on we have seen what happened during flight 8, 9, and 10. So
7 and 8, yeah,
7 and
yeah.
8, yeah, especially above Kirks and Caicos. Yeah.
Yes, they can tell a whole story about that for sure. Um, yeah, actually, we have some pieces of that Starship, if I'm correct. But yeah, let's assume everything goes well, and we're not gonna see any of these ever again. These beautiful fireworks, and they can go to orbit this year. It's not a secret. This year they wanna assume this. So a
Mhm.
chaser and a target Starship, and they would like to demonstrate something really beautiful for the first time. And as an amateur astronomer and an ISS photographer, I cannot wait for this to see in the sky. The first photos of taken of a Starship and two Starship flying in formation and taken from the ground. This is going to be so badass.
That will be quite a sight, yes.
That will be a sight indeed, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as I know, SpaceX plans to conduct this orbital refueling test around middle of the year. But of course, again, it depends on the first flights first. So if everything goes well again, then maybe they can conduct it around in July or maybe in August. I don't know, but
Hmm.
it will. What's for sure, it will last for more weeks. So it won't be only a couple of orbits and okay, we are done. Thanks for watching us. But it would take more. weeks just because they want to collect data again from the target Starship first, how the propellant is heating up or boils eventually. So that they have to collect data because of the HLS version as well.
Hmm.
So that's why it will take more weeks, and it's a good news for you, Sabi, for example, because you have more chance to photo them, make a
Yep.
photo of them.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, again, it will be an entirely new era or a new yeah, a new history beginning, because
Hmm.
nobody have done such a big volume testing this on orbit. So there were some refuelings, but just between two smaller satellites.
Yep.
But it will be again a game changer, and maybe that's the motto of the whole year, a game changer year for not only for SpaceX but for NASA as well, because they need the successful test flights. Otherwise, SpaceX and also NASA with the Artemis program will be in a big trouble.
Yep. Indeed. I mean, there are huge plans for sure, and to achieve those, they definitely need to start showing some strength and some progress. I have a sneaking suspicion that what's going on right now with SpaceX is actually they are they are having the potential, but they just couldn't show it
Yeah.
exactly the way that they hope or they think that they have. Why I'm thinking this? Um, so they have this pogo effect on flight 7 and flight 8, and flight 9 had some problems as well because it started spinning, so somewhat it was still present or in some shape or form, but it definitely affected Flight 9. But as soon as they figured it out, they did two flawless flights with the
Mhm.
Generation 2 ship, which it's done almost everything perfectly. Flight 10, they had that energetic event at the aft section.
Oh
but
yes.
then but then Flight 11, they corrected that. SpaceX is the best in terms of having some problem and fixing it. I know they shouldn't have the problem in the first place, but this is not how how rocket development works. I mean, this is just not how it is. But as soon as they figure out, and I'm sure this is going to be the case with V3, and the reason why we are so hopeful is because if they really figure this out, now this is going to be the one that they're gonna make the HLS version from. So there is no another iteration and then they're gonna do this and that. This is it. V3 is the generation that's gonna start doing things. With V2, we already knew that V3 is coming and they need to do this and they modify that and introduce it and test it again and they do a lot of modifications. Not anymore. They figured this out. I'm sure the HLS version will be a V3 generation Starship. So new engines. What is it? What's the three? New engines, new.
Prototypes.
Yep. What was the third one? We always keep
I
saying this.
Yeah, but I just forgot.
anyway, everything. Oh, and the launch pad, of course.
Yeah, the launchpad. Yeah.
So everything is new. But if this works, they only need to start modifying and fine tuning this. And yeah, I I can't wait. I can't wait to see Starship finally going to places like. Let me just think. The moon, probably.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
yeah.
and again, that's why they were quite embarrassing these two COPV test failures during 2025, because they were so trivial mistakes.
Mhm.
And however they were quite minor problems, they it took more months to stand up from these mistakes, and that's why it's quite pain in the S for
Backside.
backside, sorry, to that they have suffered these mistakes or these problems, because otherwise it would have been a quite a successful year, and hopefully they are already, or they can already or they are out of these mistakes already, and
Mhm.
they can left behind, because otherwise if they happening again, they will just collect even bigger and even more delay, and maybe they can't have more month delays,
Yeah.
because Starship has to, or should already be an orbital article or orbital spaceship, or spacecraft. And yeah, and I can only repeat myself that it has to be on orbit, or has to go on orbit this year, and has to be, or has to start the HLS version test as well once we are here.
Hmm.
Because yeah, of course, there is a race, or there is there is a race between already the SpaceX team and Blue Origin team in terms of the Artemis 3 landing. But however, we could assume still the SpaceX is the first, or or primary contractor for NASA to do the
Hmm.
Artemis 3,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
they are still at the first place. But Blue Origin is chasing already.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the luck of SpaceX, because they can work on pressure much better, as they don't have any competitor.
Mm. Yeah, we will see. And if this is not enough, the internal competition amongst the American companies, well, we have China here, and this
Mhm.
is how we're going to end this show today. China is actually sharing their vision for the next few years. And if you think that they think small, well, think again, because they shared some proper animations and most importantly plans of how they are intending to build this ILR, I can't say it,
ILRS.
International Lunar Research Station. Probably that's I don't know why it goes easier for me. Um, so they just shared lately some videos, and it's unbelievable. They try to blow a hole onto a lava tube, then they're gonna make it like a circle entrance, and then they're gonna land actually a rocket, and then they're gonna build this station underneath the surface in the lava tube. And the plan is, I've just seen it like an hour before the show. This is I haven't seen anything like this from Apollo mission, sorry, Apollo, Artemis missions, or from the Artemis members, or I don't know how to say it. So I haven't seen these Western style
No, they don't
plans
have any.
yet.
They're
Yeah.
just talking about all the time the nuclear power stations to be built, and that's why it's a good thing. Finally, Jared Isaacman is on the top of the NASA, and he could start, or he could start the work and the
Hmm.
job to collect everything they have, and to form somehow an exact plan how to establish a moon base, because everyone just talking about, okay, we will have a moon base, I don't know, 5 or 6 years later. But if there is no plan, then there is no conduction.
Hmm. Indeed. Yeah. Okay. So what is definitely guaranteed, that for us spectators, this is going to be from now on, starting from 2026. This is going to be, oh my God, this is going to be so exciting. So exciting. From now on, two big missions, two big plans, programs actually racing to the moon, building some permanent stuff, not just taking some flags to the lunar regolith, but actually going there, staying there, and doing some stuff. I got these renders from one of our Space Junkie members. He just made it from with Grok and all the AI. I think this is the Jamestown station
It's
from
quite familiar
for
for all
all
mankind.
mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely, this is exciting times. And if you have the technology, you know exactly what's next. This is going to be next. So it's gonna be a fascinating time, fascinating few years. I can't wait for us to see it. And definitely, you need to follow all the news that's coming towards your way here on What About It. Every Tuesdays and Fridays, Felix is bringing you the best and latest news from the space industry. We have a 24/7 live camera. You can steer your attention anytime to Starbase. And also, they are covering live the launches. And if you happen to be a Hungarian speaker or a native Hungarian, definitely check out our channel at Space Junkie. Otherwise, stay here and watch everything here on What About It. Another channel, What About It Plus. You can watch these episodes because we've been doing this now for a while. You can watch these episodes back on that channel. So I think this is us for today. Hope
I
you
think
have.
so.
Hope you have enjoyed this conversation. This is going to be a fascinating year. We're going to come on a 2-week basis from now on. So, at least until things are ramping up. So, we see you next time. Up until then, have a lovely week or lovely weeks and see you soon.
Yeah, take care, guys, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Take care.